welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about 3 versus me. I will show you 3 palettes I got from friends, and I will do some looks, and then I will tell you how I feel about these palettes. So if you want to see that, then just keep on watching. If you are longer subscribed to my channel, you know that I put 3 versus me to test out palettes I do already know or own and see if I like them or if I will declutter before a big declutter normally, which I will do once a year, which is also the time now at the moment. So this time it's a 3 versus me palettes I don't own. I got some palettes from friends of mine, and yeah, I am super excited to test these out, and I feel like you're excited as well. Listen, you will be excited. The first palette, not the first in order of the tutorials, is the Cosmic Brushes or Cosmic Beauty now Serenity palette. This one is really pretty palette. I do own the Muse, the Delicious Delights, the Gothic, and the Winter Wonderland at this moment in time. And this one I did not own, and one of my friends ordered this one to me so I can test it out. Then we do have also a palette I did not own. Again, none of these I own. This is the Natasha Denona Triochrome palette, and this is the big one. I do own the mini one, and this one is the this one is the big one. These are 129 bucks, and this has 3 multi-chromes in here the middle, and then we do have a color story as well. So if you want to see that, I think that is the first video I have in, or the first tutorial you see in this video. And then I also got from another friend the Arttitude Cosmetics palettes. I do got 2. I have the Colorsplash one, which I have a tutorial here in this video for. This one is still available. It is a rainbow palette with some mattes as well as shimmers, as you can tell. And then she also borrowed me the VIP one. This is sadly not available anymore, but I want to show you anyways. And this is the palette. It is more of a brown and plummy reddish shade. This one I will not review in this video, but again, I definitely want to test the formula out for all 3 of these palettes. Again, this one is the Arttitude palette. You will see a tutorial in this video. So if you want to see what I did and which looks I've created with 3 of these palettes, then just stay tuned. I will link down in the info, but also where the specific tutorial will start. So if you want to just see the Cosmic Brushes palette, or just the Natasha Denona or the Arttitude one, then you can jump in the info box. I am so excited and so thankful for my friends to borrow me these palettes, because listen, I would have not bought these, or I did not buy these at all. So I think this will be a fun video. So again, let's play or start with the tutorial part. Let's play with the Natasha Denona Triochrome palette. I mean, look at this. This is so damn pretty. By the way, this packaging is the same metallic or whatever this is. We also have in the mini Triochrome, just so you know. I do want to play a little bit with the greens or something like this. I definitely want to use the multi-chrome here as well. So let's try this out. I think I want to start with Scrap, which is the deepest green color in my outer corner, and then we will build up the color from there. Let's put that on a smaller brush. Let me get my mirror as well so I can see something. We will put that on the outer corner, and yes, I placed it a lot in the outer corner, just because my eye shape is really narrow and small, and so it definitely helps to bring it out the color a little bit more than you would normally do it if you don't have that, like me, small eyes. I would go a little bit further into the eye. Again, for me at the moment, that's what I'm doing, and that worked quite well, to be honest. This, by the way, is a grayish green color. I will just put that on the edge and a little bit in my lower lash line as well. So when I put down color for that, that will look a little bit more like blended or put together, but that color is really, really pretty. Let me use plutonium, which is the yellow in the palette, to blend that out. Yes, we do have greens. I do want to do the greens in my inner part, but we will put that just on a flat brush and just graze like the edges with it. We'll see if that works, if we don't like need to bring in maybe yet another green. Now we'll put that also just a little bit further into the look. You can tell just a little bit. We will blend, take our time, and if something is just not right blended, we will go in with the same brush, a really tiny bit of the green shade, and just go back on top to blend everything out and, you know, put everything together. I do think that looks really, really pretty. Let's go with these two greens next. I will use Vert to begin with, and then I will use Iron in my inner part so that it is like a little of a gradient. I will use the same brush I used now. This is, by the way, the Sunge Beauty EO4. Again, I will use Vert, which is the a little bit deeper green, and we will go and just stamp that right next to plutonium, which was the yellow. Go in and use Vert and just like putting that right next to the like deep green. Was it swamp? No, scrap. Sorry for that. So just doing like this. I will clean off the brush just a little bit, and I will use Iron as next shade. This is, as you can tell, a little bit lighter and brighter than Vert, and which, at least if I'm not mistaken, Vert means a green in French. I will put this a little bit more in my inner part. And again, you'll use this also a little bit on the lid, just so everything looks pretty and blended. This is so damn pretty so far. Really, really pretty. And I think I'll just clean the brush up a little bit, and I will use Arttitude. This one, which is in the green row, I'm hoping that it has like a little bit of a green tinge. And this is a really, really light shade. I will use this in my inner corner. That is pretty. And also like on the beginning of my lid as well. So we have like the whole, like, listen. That is pretty. I wished, like, listen, that is the look I wish to get from the ASPT palette, because that is exactly like, these colors are not like mudding together, you know, like you definitely can see that I used different colors on my lid. I will do that on the lower lash line as well, like using the same colors, doing the same thing, just a gradient, and then we'll play a little bit with the multichrome. So let's use the multichrome. This is Scarab. And she had that shade in, I think, one of her liquid multichromes as well. I just put it on a brush. This is the E1 by Sunge Beauty, and I just sprayed it. And then we will like place that, I would say here, like in between a little bit more on the lid where we put the greens, and just go to the like deeper edge. We will not cover up the deeper edge because we want a little bit of like, I want a little bit of depth in that corner. But look at this. This is really, really pretty. I don't know if you can tell. I feel I tested this a little bit like one day when I had to go to work, and this shade, for example, and I used this one, and I feel like the multichromes in that palette are a little bit more demure. They're a little bit more like not as multi-chromy as you may think or as you may know from the indie brand. Let me show you. Like this is the Natasha Denona that is Scarab I have on my lid today, and I feel like this is a good duochrome. Like it has the beautiful green shift. I think you can tell that it goes from a deep green to really like goldy green or gold. This, by the way, is Gargoyle by Cleonard, and this one, as you may can tell, has definitely a little bit more punch. You can definitely see a little bit more like the shifts from a really deep teal. These are not dupes, by the way, of course, you can tell, but I think, at least from my perspective, this is Gargoyle, this is the Natasha Denona. I'm not sure if you can tell, but I feel like maybe you can. Like, I feel like the indie brands do make more shiftier and way more pigmented, like multi-chromes. So, but if you want to tip your toes into a more multi-chrome approach, I think this could be like an option. Even now, I'm pretty sure this still exists, if I'm not mistaken. If it is, I will link it down below. But yeah, let me finish that up. I'll be right back. So this is the finished look. I hope it does not blend too much, because I don't. Normally I would close the blinds, but today is a beautiful day. So let's talk about the palette. It is so damn pretty. I have to say, the look is stunning. I absolutely love it. By the way, I did finish it off before I did finish it off with the NYX liner in Chartreuse Flesh, and I also used the Empress Lashes by Kiss, and I absolutely love the look. It's beautiful, it's pretty. I'm looking like Halo. You know, I do think that the colors are pretty, don't get me wrong. I don't know though, and this, like, you saw swatches of course, but I'm just not sure if it is worth the 129 bucks, to be honest. I do think it's really pretty, but alternatively I would go with, if you don't want to spend almost $130 for these, maybe go with these ones. These ones are the Uden's Eye Jewels and Gems and Stone and Rock palette. I'm not sure if you know, but I raved about it quite a lot. And I feel like the color story is similar. And if you buy both of them, it's still cheaper. It's still cheaper than the Natasha Denona. I think they are around 60, 70, 80-ish dollars, both of them. I think they are 35. Hoping they are 35, but only both of them down below. And you have in the Jewels and Gem palette, you do have like these mauvey colors, a little bit of that. You also have like a little bit more fun. There are more special shades in here. And I think one multi-chrome, this one is the multi-chrome. And if you're like, listen, girl, I just want to have the greens look stunning on you, go with the Stone and Rock. Like, look at this. This is the multi-chrome from the like Stone and Rock one. You can tell, can't you? And you have similar colors. I would go like, I would say I would create like a quite similar look with this palette. So if you just want to have the greens, go with this palette. If you do want to have like a little bit of the other colors as well, both of them, again, still cheaper than the Natasha Denona. Indeed though, I am more than happy with the look. It is really pretty. I really love it. And yeah, let's come to the next palette. I am super excited to play with the Arttitude Colorsplash palette. I have to say, this one is a rainbow palette. It is also a little bit older, so it's not one of the newest one. I do have the one that is discontinued, so I won't use that because, yeah, but I definitely want to try Arttitude, so let's try it. I do have a reference picture for that. I do want to something similar, but not the same. And I think because it is a rainbow palette, we're maybe trying to do a little rainbow. will find it. Yeah, let's start right in. We will start with the black, and there is one which this is Midnight, which is the black, and we will just like carve out a shape that we like and enjoy. I will use the Sigma Flat Definer E15, which is a really flat brush. Of course, if you like, you could add in a little bit more of a like thicker brush if you like that a little bit more. I do enjoy that. I will just like take that and I will just like draw a line like this. Again, don't have to be perfect, just so you know. And then we will like stamp in a line on top. Like if you have it like here, if I like relax my eye and just look at the camera, you can definitely see it do have a little bit of a hood. So I will definitely draw on top of that so it does not like disappear in the fold, just so you know. So we will do a little bit of that and just like follow your shape like this. Super easy, super, it's nothing more. I will also use the black on my lash line as well. We will in a sec do that a little bit like bigger, but I feel like if you have the shape first, that is like the biggest thing. And inside of this, I do want to add like the rainbow colors, but so far I will try to like blend this and keep trying to make it a little thicker and then blend it a little bit out. I do enjoy that. I just like, again, try to make it a little bit more black and then I blend it out with a tiny bit of color. I did like put on, like stamped a little bit of the brush and then blend out the black a little bit. So it's a little bit of something. You could have just don't touch it at all. So it is more of a like straight artistic kind of a move, if you will. Again, you didn't have to. I did, or I enjoyed that, to be honest. So let's go with the rainbow though. You could do, of course, a rainbow however you like. You can go with the deepest color here and then go into the lightest, or you can do it the other way around. You can start with red, you can start with purple, you can start with whatever you like. I will start with purple, and this is the shade Grape, and I will put that on the outer edge of my lid. I will use a E01 by Cinch Beauty, which, yes, I absolutely know that from not looking. And I will just like tap in the primer, which I have not set yet, the shade, and I do have a little bit of follow, but it could be because I have a big brush. I'm so sorry. Use a smaller brush. It's a beautiful color though. Like, look at this. So pretty. Maybe we'll use like the rainbow on my lower lash line as well, because I couldn't like use a smaller brush. I will go in with the pink, which is Candy, next. And then I think I will go in with the blue as well. I won't use, or probably will use some of the shimmers, but not now at the moment. We'll just lay that directly beside the purple. Again, trying to be, or trying to stay inside my own black lines. I will use now the blue, which is Rain, which... this one. I'm so sorry for that. Again, you can use whatever you like. As in the reference picture, I'm trying to link everything down below. You see that it's just one color. There is definitely a little bit more black. There's probably also liner involved, so just so you know. But I mean, we don't have to. Well, I like to be inspired by looks, but I sometimes don't enjoy like following their direction, you know what I mean? Yes, the look is stunning, but I don't have to like recreate that look if I don't want to. And for me, I definitely don't want to. I use a little bit of the pink to blend that. I just cleaned the brush. Didn't have any problems with blending with the purple, which makes it a little bit purple as well. And now we're using the green, and I think I will use Lime, the lighter of the two, because why not? What do we look like, jungle and then lime? Maybe I use jungle, which maybe I will use jungle, then lime, and then for the inner corner or in the almost inner corner, I will use the yellow, which is lemon. I mean, the names are on point here. Let's use jungle. Again, they do pick up quite nicely. I was like a little bit unsure to be, ooh, that's a pretty color. I was a little bit unsure about the palette because again, it's not the newest of her palettes, and I definitely think that the color probably has changed in between. Like, I just think that the color probably have changed like in between the like palettes and so on. But I do have to say that I love that I can try at least a little bit of the formula, even though again probably have changed as well over the last palettes or two. She released at least 2 palettes which are like multichrome palettes as well, like really pretty palettes. This is the lemon, the yellow, so you know, but I mean, a rainbow palette is, oh okay, we don't have a lot of like distinction between the two, like the green and the yellow, but it definitely is really pretty. And I think in the inner corner, like look at this, this is kind of cute. I'm thinking about cleaning up this mess here and then doing the same thing underneath. And I think I will do that, and let me do that in a sec. I just like repeated the shades underneath. I did clean up here a little bit, and then I want to use like the silvery shade Moonstone as an inner corner highlight, because yes, you could just like keep the yellow, but I do want to try at least one shimmer. Ooh, I did not spray that, by the way. So that is really nicely pigmented. Let me finish that up, do that on the other eye, and we'll be right back. This is the finished look. I just added some lashes, which I am pretty sure are the Kiss Empress. Could be something totally different. Though, yeah, I didn't go for liner though, because I wasn't sure. You could go with every single liner you like. You can also use every single lash you like. I'm just using the ones I have. Listen, they were laying here on my desk. So I was like, listen, I'm going to do that. To be honest, I do enjoy the look. Is it my favorite though? No, but I feel like that is because I normally, if I do something like Pride or Rainbow, if you will, I do it a little bit of a lighter pastel color, but I do think it's really pretty. The colors look really nice. I do enjoy this one though in the inner corner quite a bit. It is really nicely pigmented without spraying it. Yeah, I do like the colors. They were really easy to work with. I mean, you are a little bit limited with the palette as well, because I mean, it's a rainbow palette. You do have some neutrals as well, like the brown or this beigey color. There's a light pink. So you definitely could do like several looks. You do have a black, which is always nice to deepen up every color that is inside the palette. So I'm not mad about it. Is it my favorite formula or my favorite like color story? No, not quite. Again, I wish that there would be, except for I think the light pink, I wish that there would be also lighter color. I do feel that these two colors are quite similar, and I don't know if you can tell the difference. I used, of course, both of them in the inner corner, and I don't think that, you know, there is a big difference between the two. I wish that one of them would be like a little bit lighter. Like maybe this one or this one, a little bit of green. It does look greener in the palette. So I'm not hating it. It's not my favorite, but it's also not a bad quality or a bad palette itself. So I'm a little bit 50-50 on that. Do like it though. So let's try to find the next palette, which I am also super excited about. Let's play with the Serenity palette. I mean, you know, this technically started it all, but I did not own that, so I'm happy that I can now play with it. And to be honest, I definitely want to use the peach one in some case. There are so many good color combinations we can do with this palette, so let's start right in. Let's start with the River, which is the deep blue, and we will start just regular in the outer corner. And we will put that in the outer crease. Again, a really pretty color, if you ask me. I would go in and like put that color also like quite in, like in my inner corner as well, like all above the crease, but again a little bit closer to my inner corner as well. And as you can tell, when I look straight to you, there is again above the crease. We will deepen that up a little bit with the same brush and just like stamp the color on that place. And I am not concerned about like blending or anything, because we will do that in a sec. We'll just like lay down some color. And as you can tell, I don't go over like my pupil when I look at you, and just have it like that. And we will again deepen that as we go. We will lay down color and then we will blend this. I want to use Lagoon to blend out this shade, and I would normally go right into the mint shade, but because this color is quite deep, we will go in one step in between, which is Lagoon. As you can tell, it's like one of those really pretty mint shades, and it's not too deep. And don't worry, we will blend Lagoon out with the mint shade, which is Spring, in a sec. But again, we will lay down first the green. By the way, I did also River on my lower lash line as well. And again, I will use and place Lagoon everywhere that the blue shade is hitting. And I'm just like going onto the edges with the same brush, just like that. And now we will use the mint shade and use the same brush. Again, this is a flat brush that has a little bit of fluff on the edge. This is the EO4 by Cindy Beauty. I will now go with Spring, and we will do the same thing. We will go on the edge of Lagoon, and then we will like bring in the color and blend at the same time. You can, of course, skip one of those colors if you like, or you can like ignore what I am doing. But I mean, like, look at this. Isn't that cute? And yes, definitely like got a little bit deeper than I wanted, but in general, I don't think this will be a problem at the end. And we could clean that up if that is like a little bit too deep. I feel like though this is a really nice blend. I will clean that brush up and we will go in to the next shade. I will use the same EO4 and I will use the shade Make a Wish, which is the light purple, and that shade I want to place in the inner corner, so we do have some color there. Again, I do want at the end use the peach shade on my lid, which I will do a cut crease for that, but again I will use Make a Wish and I will just place that, like, look at this. And I will just place that here on the edge, and I will, as you can tell, I will just blend a little bit, so when I open my eyes you can definitely see the pink, the purple. It's a really pretty purple, by the way. Again, I will blend it a little bit into the other shade. If it's not perfect, we will not care, because again I do a cut crease at the end, and I will use the same color, same brush, and I will put that on my lower lash line as well, because why not? Like, look at this, such a pretty shade, and really nice pastel-y shade, by the way, like that. Really, really cute. I will cut my crease and then I will be right back. Really forgot how much fun cut creases are. I cut my crease again with the Gloss Gods Dead Base. I think that is number 3, I'm not sure. As you can tell on this edge there is like a not blended line, and we will do that. We will first use our finger and just like tap out the concealer. Like, I could leave it like this. I will use a smaller brush. That's the one I've used always also on the lower lash line. I will use the shade River again, which is the blue. I will just like tap on top tap on top of that shade and just like blend that. So we also have like another opportunity to make it even darker if we want to, or to just like not do that. So also that is a sticky primer, which is always a nice thing to also intensify the deepest color as well. In the next step, we will use the same the shade Oasis, and then put that all over the primer as we go. And this could be a little bit messy at the beginning. Also, this does not have to be perfect. I definitely want to use a few shimmer shades as well. So if it's not 100% like perfect, we can fix that just like this. And also if the blend is not 100% on the like edges to the deep shade, again, not a big deal, we can fix that as well. This does not seem to be like the most opaque shade, but again, I could have done a little bit more work as well, like so. That is looking kind of cute. I will use a little bit of Serenity in my like transition area here, just to blend everything a little bit better. I did spray Serenity again, just because we did cover up the tacky primer, you know, and so I did want to have something that is a little bit more like sticking to the mat again. Oh, this is really pretty. It's not like the best, I would not say shade for that, but you know, it's not like doing tons, but it definitely gives a little bit more into that. And for the inner corner, we could leave it like this. I want to try Opal, which is the lightest shimmer shade in the palette, and we will just put that a little bit in the inner corner. Did not expect the bright green shift, but it's really, really pretty. So we will like just blend that in a little bit with the light purple as well as the orangey shade, looking like that. I will finish this up and be right back. That is the finished look. I added some liner. This is the Revolution Mainstream liner or Streamline eyeliner in orange. I thought it would fit good to the peach on my lid. And then I added some lashes, which I'm hoping are the Empress. I'm thinking. Listen, I absolutely love the look. I do think that the color story is a really nice one, you know, because you do have like also like the opportunity to do something more neutral with the brown and the peach, and then also with the gold, but you can also go with like teal, purple and blue. I feel like that is a really nice color story, and I could have done like tons and tons of different looks. So I'm really excited about this, and I am super happy, and I definitely think I need that in my collection as well. I really hope you'd enjoyed this 3 versus me with 3 palettes I got from some of my friends. So if you like this, please comment down below, subscribe, like this video, because I really would appreciate if you do so. And if you aren't already, subscribe. It's free. I absolutely would love to have you in my small little YouTube family. And if you want to join, then again, stay tuned. We are having a lot of things. There will be a video on Sunday this week as well as on Thursday. So if you want to see that, again, like I can't like explain that enough, but subscribe. It's fun, it's free, and I really appreciate if you do so. And I will love to see you in my next video, which will be on Thursday, and this will also be a declutter. This time it's the small palettes, so if you want to see what I've decluttered in my small palette decluttered, then again, stay tuned, it will be fun. And I wish you a beautiful week, and we see us in my next video. So bye guys.